Welcome to 30 and Nerdy Afternoon Delight. My name is David.
And this is AJ.
And we are, once again, Brady-less this week. He's not feeling well, so Brady, we hope you're feeling better.
Brady, I'm going to tell you right now, you son of a bitch. if you get any sort of rusty feeling in your chest, get your ass to the hospital. Nip it in the bud.
Now that you have health insurance.
Well, yeah. A, health insurance, boy. You got it. B, just take care of yourself. You don't want to be pre-pneumonia like me and my wife were.
But I've been, since this is our afternoon delight and just kind of our banter show, a few things we wanted to hit on was Layers of Fear. It was a game that is on the Xbox Live Game Pass. And so we're trying to get games that we all have access to and can kind of play a little bit and give our opinions on. I'm really waiting for them to stick, what is it? Wolfenstein. Well, that too. Fallout 76. Because once that comes out, we're going to play the poop out of that and give you a wholeheartedly.
We might play the poop out of it. But right now, I mean, we all just... you finally joined the Destiny family.
Yep.
On Xbox.
Okay, the reason I did is because I was looking at Destiny. I was like, I really want to get this because after listening to and editing last week's show, I just got that itch because I like playing it. It's just that I only had it on a PlayStation, and so I didn't want to buy it again, and B,
yeah,
But then I looked and I was like, I'll just see how much it is if I get all the expansion. It was like $59.99. I hit the wallet just to see if there were taxes and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, I have $15 in my wallet from somewhere. So I don't know how long it's been there.
Hey, you gotta love that.
So then, since it was my birthday, somebody sent me some money. So I was like, all right, I'm not losing any money from my bank account. So, well, besides the $15 that came from somewhere.
Yeah.
At some point in time. But
that's past money. It doesn't matter.
It's already gone. So I got the Destiny 2. Just started playing it last night a little bit, and then today a little bit as well. I like it so far. Besides that, I am sad that Cade 6 died. The really annoying thing is that my kids wanted to watch me play it, which is fine. Why is Cade dead? I was like, Cade is gone. He's not coming back. We're not talking about the same thing. Go play. Leave me alone.
Oh, to be a child again.
The one thing that I want to get off my chest.
What's grinding David's gears?
What's grinding my gears is I hate the word ally. And AJ says it's because I've been watching too much right-wing media, though I feel like I delve farther into left-wing media than any right-wing media, though I do follow both on YouTube.
I think you tend to stick with libertarian media, and I know it's because you are a libertarian, but libertarian media always, to me, seems like it's more...
right-wing-ish.
Right-wing.
I feel like they're right-wing on certain things and very liberal on others. They're like the perfect... storm of just when you add them all together that they equal out to zero, as opposed to like right wing, we're like, oh, we hate everything on the left, so they're like negative 1,000 this way, and then the left is negative 1,000 that way, where everything on the right is alt-right and you're a Nazi and fascist poop bag.
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna tell you something though. Every time I talk to one on the internet, they're just the biggest sack of turds.
Well, am I a sack of turd?
No, you're like the only one that I know that's not a big sack of turd.
But here's the thing: I don't not like the people who are allies. I don't have a problem if you're gay and you wanna be gay, go be gay. Who cares? If you wanna, just whatever fits your bag. Go and do it.
I've puffed a Peter. How many Peters would a Peter Puffer puff if a Peter Puffer could puff Peters?
I think as many as they would.
Damn well please. That's right.
But the thing I think, because I for the longest time I just didn't know why, because sometimes it is that it's just that very right-wing conservative upbringing that I had, that sometimes when something happens, it just doesn't sit right and you don't really know why. You can't. It's ineffable. You can't really put your finger on it. You can't place it. You can't put words to it. And so after thinking about this for the longest time, I think it's because it's like the cheap way out. Like, I'm an ally for women. I'm a feminist ally. I'm here for you guys. But I feel that when people say that, it just is lip service. There's no real need to have any kind of action behind it. Like, my sister's gay. But I don't consider myself my sister's gay ally. She's just my sister, and I love her because she's my sister, not because she's gay and she needs my love. She's a person.
Yeah.
And that's why I think when we try and separate ourselves into these little, this defines me. I'm David. I'm a big-nosed nerd who loves 40K, and that's who I am, and that defines me. No, I don't
Sound
know.
like somebody who just got done smoking a lot of weed. Like, why do you got to put us in a box inside of a square inside of a box, man?
Because I want a Tesseract.
No.
But I
You
think,
know what? I will agree with you on one thing, where a lot of it does end up just being lip service, and it's usually Twitter lip service where you encounter a lot of this, like, oh yeah, well, I'm a gay ally, or I'm a trans ally. It's like, you know what? You can talk the talk, but do you fucking walk the walk? And that's what it really comes down to for me. Like, what have you done? Like, you know, have you given to charities? Have you done anything? Like, I give to charity. Even though I'm poor as fuck, I still give to charity. Out of every paycheck, my check, I make sure to give like at least $5 to $10 to a charity, because that's just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one thing to sit here and be like, oh yeah, well, I'm AJ, the ultra socialist, blah, 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 but then keep all mine for mine.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't do that. I try to, you know, even though it's only $5 or $10, enrich somebody's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and I think that because that's just what sits in my craw the wrong way, is just when somebody's doing it on, most of the time,
social media.
Because
and look,
when I say ally in my mind, I know that if I'm AJ's ally, that means I'm going to go to bat for AJ. But it's one of those things where it's I can't even think of a term, but where a term that's been co-opted by somebody else and the meaning has been changed from what its original intent was, to where now I hate the word and I don't even want to use it, just because it draws this visceral reaction from me where I don't even want to mess with it. It's like, no,
So are you telling me that I can no longer be like, David, do you want to play Axis and Allies? Instead, I have to say, David, do you want to play Axis and Good Guys? Do you need your safe space from the word ally?
I do, but only because Axis and Allies takes like 67 hours to play, and that's just a setup. That's before you even get to
That's a
rolling
setup.
anything.
That's a setup. I remember setting it up for me, Brady, and Nick one night. And it took me 4.5 hours to set up, and then we played all night, and we were like, I don't even know if we're playing it correctly, because the manual is like as thick as my dick, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing with battles. In the end, we had fun with it, though.
That's all that matters.
Yep.
And so that's just all I just wanted, because for the longest time I just had to ruminate on it, and that's why if I ever did a political show, I could never really do live stuff, because I feel like I'm a dumb person who's just smart enough to realize how dumb I am. So it takes me a really long time to formulate my ideas and to get them as a cogent thought in my mind, as opposed to some people who are just able just to rip it off left and right and get these great sound bites that sound amazing and are actually factually correct as well.
I try to be that person.
I'm not that person. I need time to write it down, to think about it, to realize
I
did
know.
I just say something really stupid right there? Did it make sense?
Politically, like, I know where I stand, and I'm pretty gung ho about it. So if someone comes at me about it, you know, I know exactly where I'm going to turn to and what plot points to pull out. Well, not plot points, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
Your bullet points, your
bullet points. Yes, my bullet points, and anything else. You know, like if somebody's all like herfa herfa herf herf herf, and I'm like huff 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 huff. You know, because that's all it is. You're just herfing and huffing back and forth.
Yep.
No matter what, like, you're never ever gonna meet that one guy who's just like, you know what you said makes sense. Like, that never happens. People just love to argue, but they never want to change their ideas, you know. And unless they're really looking for a reason to change their ideas, they're just blowing smoke.
Yep.
And that's what we all love to do.
Yep.
I'm not afraid to
blowing smoke.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it. Like, I
love to get into arguments too.
Yeah,
It's fun. I do it with my sister all the time.
Argument a lot, but you're not. In the end, you're not going to change the person you're usually arguing with, especially if you're doing it on social media. They're just trolling you, and you're counter trolling them. Then it's a troll counter troll, and well, let me tell you about that. Nobody wins. I've seen locked out threads in my days of trolls with counter trolling, and the counter trolls trolling the trolls that were counter trolling the original trolls, and it's all shit.
But that's really all that's been kind of stuck in a burr in my saddle.
Is that what's been floating in your beard?
Yep.
So, well, beyond that, I mean, I don't have anything to really add to it. I've added anything I was going to say about it to the.
I just wanted to say, while I will be your ally, I won't be your ally. I'll be your ally in everything but name.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like other things that have the word ally in them. It's like, what about that kind of ally? Whatever. But let's step away from real world bullshit and let's talk about some fake world bullshit called Layers of Fear.
Okay, so when I first started playing this, I picked it up on like a Saturday or something. Last Saturday, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, we should play this because it looked really cool. Interesting. It looked like a PT or a...
Yeah, it's the thing. It looks cool.
What is the...
PT is the best describer for it, in my personal opinion.
It also is a lot like... I'm trying to think of the game... you would think it was supposed to be scary, then as you played it further along, you found out that it wasn't.
Oh, Gone Home?
Yeah, Gone Home. There we go. And that game, I felt I got a lot of vibes of Gone Home from it when I first started. So I was like, oh, because I love Gone Home. Gone Home is, for as short a game as it had a huge, amazing, glorious story. If you haven't played Gone Home, please go back and listen to whatever episode our Gone Home is on, and then go play Gone Home. Actually, play Gone Home, then listen to the episode. But,
yeah, I would agree to play the game first before.
Yeah.
I was just getting ready to see if I should ask if that game made you a gay ally.
I already was.
Well, there you go.
All in name, all in but name.
All in everything but the name.
There we go. That's what I meant to say. See?
It's all right.
That's why I had to form those cogent thoughts.
You can cut it and just make me say it, and you'll be like, yeah, I'm suave. Rico Suave.
But as I played Layers of Fear, and I kind of would get those just little pinpricks in my spine, that you knew something was kind of happening, but you weren't really sure.
Yeah.
And I always felt like it was just out of view, even though I'm fairly certain that there was nothing just out of view. But every time there was those like, I just felt like there are a lot of jumpy stuff, like you'd open a door and something would happen. Or the really annoying thing is that I would open a door and I would turn or something, and then something would happen, then I'd turn around and everything has changed. But I missed the kind of jump scare because I wasn't looking at it.
Yeah.
And so I just felt like it almost got me there, but it just... Because I love scary games, but I hate playing scary games.
Right.
That's how I know it's a good game, is that I'm afraid to play it, but I want to play it because the story is driving me to want to finish it. And this was that the story was intriguing and I wanted to finish it, but the scares weren't... It just kind of left me lacking a little bit.
It leaves you wanting really bad. So I played this game. David told me to download it, so I downloaded it. My wife was sitting next to me on the couch reading a book. It was pretty dark in the room. We just had like one lamp on for her to be able to read. And so I'm sitting there playing it, and my issue that I kept encountering was any tension that could have been built up was instantly gone because I had to go searching for what I needed to find in order for the next door to open. So it's like, okay, what am I missing? Am I missing a button push on a wall? Am I walking around tapping A? Like, oh, did I miss something here? Did I miss something here? Did I miss something here? And I ended up finding like a couple of hidden items that way. which, hey, that's cool. But I kept having to refer back to a walkthrough guide just so then I could figure out what the hell I'm missing to continue to the next room. So when it comes to these PT style games, you want it to be fluid and you want it to go quickly. Bam, 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 bam. So your heart never gets a chance to slow down. And for me, like any fears or scares that were there, A, I missed them because my back was turned. B, I mean, there was like one kind of scary, daunting thing where like you look up at a painting and there's just an arm and it looks like it's coming out of the painting. And it's like, ooh, is something going to crawl out of the painting? But then nothing happens. And it's like, well, that was pointless. I played 3 chapters of it and I was very just... It left me wanting more.
Yeah. And I think because there'd be times where, because it gives you that crescendo, like, you know, the violins where it's all, oh, and then it'd have that thing that happened. But if you weren't looking where you're supposed to be looking, you turn around and be like, oh, what happened? I missed something.
Why is everything a mess now?
Yeah. There were, like I said, it felt lacking. Maybe if we got into later in the game, but I mean, playing through, because I played about 3 chapters through 2, and it just, I mean, I wanted to go to play the story, but at the same time, it just was, I don't feel like playing to fill out the remaining, 4 or whatever things in your art studio.
I'm pretty sure what it was is you're crazy.
Yeah, basically that you mutilated yourself for your art and your wife possibly is dead.
Yeah,
your baby is dead.
I think you killed your wife, or something, or you mutilated her or something. All I know is I'm getting really sick of the whole schizophrenia trope or the whole, oh, it was a mental illness. You know, like it seems to be a really easy thing to, you know, like pin on a wall, or it's like, all right, what's the bad guy of this game going to be? Mental illness. Do it. Oh, the guy in my head says mental illness, so we're going to go with mental illness. And it's like, come on. Can't you... Why is it so taboo to go with like a truly paranormal experience? Instead, everybody's just like, oh, it's actually a psychological horror and it's all in your head. Like, I just want something to be like, no, you're being haunted by some fucked up shit, man.
See, that's why I was kind of hoping, and I hope that they make a game like this. I know it'd be really hard to do, but what is the game with the butterfly effect? Until Dawn.
Yep.
And that I know it would be feasible because there were times when it first was coming out before it actually launched, but that you were watching like IGN plays and stuff like that. And there'd be times where something ghostly, quote unquote, would happen. And so I thought, oh, this is kind of cool that they're having almost like a cabin in the woods type feel.
Yeah.
Where there's like tons of ways the story can go. It just is done by the players where they go to the basement instead of going to the attic. And if they'd gone to the attic, then this is the bad guy. But if they're down here, then this is the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a really cool, scary game that kind of gives it a lot of replay value. Is if you pick up this idol, then your bad guy is a ghost who then tries to kill you. And if you do this, then it's a chain hacksaw murdering Jason Voorhees wannabe.
I think that would be really neat too.
I mean, because it was kind of like that in Until Dawn, but it wasn't. It turned out to be just a singular storyline where your choices basically affected whether everybody died or almost everybody died.
Yeah.
Because I tried playing that, and that is hard.
Yeah,
to not kill people.
You know, there's people out there that are going to listen and be like, these people are fucking idiots. Well, quick time events are not my forte, my friend. I started gaming back before QTEs were really a big thing. So,
see, I remember
anytime they're in a game, I'm just like, oh.
I always end up doing the wrong thing, or because if you miss one, then you're hosed.
Yeah.
So even if you're good at them, every once in a while, especially with small kids, and trying not to have them look at horrible things that they shouldn't be. Sometimes you miss a quick time event when you're not looking at the TV,
and then you slip and fall and
bash your face in on rocks or something.
Yep.
So I don't know, because we're coming up on October 31st here rather quickly.
Yep.
So we're almost through September. We will be through September by the time this posts.
Yeah, when this posts, it'll be October 5th.
Yep.
And the weather is already...
I love it. Except that we're supposed to have 80 degrees next week, which annoys me.
Are you shitting me?
Well, that's what people
man.
said. I am hopeful that they're incorrect.
I'm hoping that they're incorrect as well, because I have been loving this weather.
Yep, because it looks like Monday 71, 72 Tuesday, Wednesday 84, then 65, 67, 62, 61, 60, which is annoying. But I guess not kind of nice, because I'm going to try and have us next week be our Warhammer 1.
Okay.
I think like Saturday.
All right. I'll let KJ know.
And then because my kids are going up to Minnesota with my sister-in-law and brother-in-law because of some party for my wife's grandma.
Very cool.
So, yeah. So that'll be nice for nice weather. But besides that, fall weather's awesome.
Yeah.
It has been great. Haven't had to have my air conditioning on. It's been
I
low
think
to
the
mid-60s.
worst thing is today it's been nothing but spittle.
Mm-hmm.
And I've driven everywhere today. So today I drove from Altoona to Johnston, back to Altoona. Then I drove out here. And when the rain is just like a spittle effect like that, it's just the worst thing to drive in. I hate driving in it, because you can't ever get your windshield wipers right. Not to mention I need new windshield wipers, so because I keep getting just like a ghosting effect on my windshield. So every time it goes, it doesn't really get all the water.
Uh-huh.
It's annoying. So I've been frankly annoyed with today, not to mention it's really doing a number on my arthritis.
Man, you are old man AJ wearing your glasses today.
Oh man, I was yelling at clouds.
Just reminds me of the Jeremy Clarkson, where he's trying to quit smoking in Top Gear, and he's mad at everything, and so there's like a pile of rocks, and he has a branch, and he's going to hit the rocks, and then the branch breaks, and he just stares at it in his hands.
Oh, I am working on quitting.
Vaping.
Yep. So anytime you may see me doing it, it's a 0% juice.
Well, that's good.
So it's just kind of a placebo effect for me. So
Yep.
I have been kind of on edge lately. Just a heads up.
That is understandable.
Yep. And if I need to, I have Nicorette gum in my pocket to fall back on.
If you want, I could do the thank you for smoking and just slap a bunch of nicotine patches on you.
Oh, no, thank you.
Just slap 60 of them on you.
I think I would die.
You might.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit, Dad.
But I wonder what kind of feeling would that give you? Like the first time you smoked kind of feeling? Would you just have that woo as you passed out and died from nicotine poisoning?
I think you
Or
would,
would you like vomit?
for like 1 second, you would get that, ooh, I'm high as a kite feeling, and then it'd go, and then you would just end up puking and shitting your brains out, and then you would die. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Every now and then I get that, like, because at work I don't vape at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm limiting myself to 2 pieces of gum a day at work.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're the lowest milligram you can get on the gum. And every now and then, like right when I pop one in, I'll get that woo head rush of like, oh, it's like smoking a cigarette for the first time again. And then you kind of want to pass out, and then you're up with it, and you're like, okay, I'm good. Because Nicorette just does the same thing as chew, except for gum. So it's got the fiberglass in it.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
It's odd.
Yeah. Because it has to cut the gums to get the...
The nicotine in.
Yep. So it tickles the tongue.
It's got to be weird.
It's not a good feeling. I would offer it to you, but then you would be back on a nicotine kick, and then you'd be like, "Ah, damn it! Now I'm smoking cigarettes again. Smoker always smokes when the
Chips are down, and your chips are down.
And damn it, AJ, you made my chips down." Well, I think that
You're
about
flushed. Benicio del Toro did such a good job in that movie.
he's great. I love it. Well, I think that covers it for this afternoon delight.
We haven't rated
Layers of Fear.
Layers of Fear yet.
I rate it poopy buttholes out of 10. No, honestly, I would give it like maybe 2 out of 5 stars. Execution was there. It
looked
wasn't
beautiful.
done right. Yeah, it was done in Unity.
Yeah, I'd say
too.
about 2.5 stars because the story I felt was compelling, but the gameplay and mechanics just were
It fell flat.
lacking.
Yep.
But this has been 30 and Nerdy. My name is David.
And my name is AJ.
You guys have a wonderful weekend.
Enjoy.